couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I'm like, look at the Charger D. They're really good, and they were. But they have fallen off here. Over the last 4 games, running backs are getting 30 carries a game. For a $146, that's 4.9 yards a carry. So I feel pretty good. And again, no Jaleel McLaughlin is absolutely massive. Welcome back to Prop Points here on VSiN. We got our asses handed to us last Thursday, although it really wasn't my fault because Deebo Samuel dropped a 20-yard touchdown in which I would have hit the prop. I would have went 2-1. Juwan Jennings also had about 5 drops in a game where I had over 5.5 catches. So we move onward and upward to week 16. We can take a look at the record. I'm afraid to look at the percentage there, but it can't be that bad because we're, 33 picks over 500. I mean, that's not too shabby. Now, the touchdown props, we just started last week. I proposed assuming 100 fake American dollars on every bet. And if you win, you get the action, basically. And so we're up 1550, which is pretty good. Keep in mind, when we make these touchdown picks, there's a couple of them that are risky, and we are playing with house money. Okay, just throwing that out there. We are playing with house money, so we do have 3 touchdown props here. In fact, let's get right into it and go with it and see what we have. Now, 2 of them we've already popped out here earlier in the week, one of them being Stone Smart at plus 350. Would I play this right now? No, because while Will Dissly is, in fact, out as I expected, what I wasn't sure about, which looks to be happening, is Hayden Hurst being activated. So that alone is enough for me to pull back from it. But look, he has shown well. He is a big-bodied dude. They do like to throw to the tight ends in this offense. You know, we've seen that over the years and just this year. So yeah, it's viable, but I was in on this 2 days ago, so we'll see what happens. We also plopped down 100 clams on Ladd McConkey at plus 155. I don't have supreme confidence in this. He did score last week, but he does have the best matchup, and that right there should be worth a lot of consideration. Quentin Johnston has been pretty decent with touchdowns. I actually liked his touchdown prop last week. It was one of my 10 that hit. But this week he's going to see a lot of Pat Surtain, so that makes some sense there going with Ladd McConkey. And then the new addition would, in fact, be Javonte Williams at plus 150. One point I didn't mention is the Broncos are road favorites, which should bode well. And again, the Chargers are getting run all over lately. I'm like, wow, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I'm like, look at the Charger D. They're really good, and they were. But they have fallen off here. Over the last 4 games, running backs are getting 30 carries a game. For a $146, that's 4.9 yards a carry. So I feel pretty good. He's still the guy. And again, no Jaleel McLaughlin is absolutely massive. Now, maybe Estime usurps him, and it ticks us all off. But we do have another way that we can win with Javonte Williams, and which will lead us now to the 4 props that I'm in on officially for the record tonight, and one of them is, in fact, Javonte at over 34.5. I mean, this number, again, is ridiculous. It's embarrassing, quite frankly. I mean, you're the lead runner for the Broncos, who are, a couple games over 500 in the playoffs right now, and your defense is great, by the way, pretty good. They've fallen off a little bit, and yet we're betting on 35 damn yards. So I'm in. I cannot help it. And I'm also in on the receiving. The last time I tried this, I don't think it worked. Actually, no, it did work. But I tried a double dip on Jaden Reed about 3 weeks ago, and that was a nightmare. But, I mean, come on. 11.5 receiving yards. He is getting checkdowns pretty much every single week. The LA Chargers give up the 7th most receptions per game to running backs. Rashad White and Bucky Irvin again crushed in this matchup here. So, I mean, come on. He's averaging in his last 3 games, 3 grabs for 18. So it's going to be close, but I'm in on this one. I think it's very doable, extremely doable. Also doable would, in fact, be Ladd McConkey. And again, this is it's a kind of a good number. I mean, it's a higher number. I mean, it's good in that it's a positive that his number's going up. It's bad in that now we got to do even more work to win props. But again, best schematic matchup by far on the board here as they run a lot of man coverage there in Denver. I believe it's at a top 3 clip. He's been the man beater. Cue up the Hall & Oates. He's a man beater. Here he comes, hopefully for us, getting at least 64 yards in this matchup. And then last but not least here, in terms of the propage, I will make a statement here that maybe we should try the Valet. Devon Valet, of course. Not try the veal, try the Valet. I don't know. I'm just trying to entertain myself here as we move along talking fake football and propage. But this number, I believe, is doable. 30.5. And why is it doable? Well, number one, the Chargers have allowed the 5th most schedule-adjusted fantasy points per game to slot receivers over the past 5 weeks. And it's usually been worth plus 5.3 points. So if you're averaging 10, now you're averaging 15.3. So that's good for Devon Valet, who, by the way, got them in the first matchup. This was a little bit of his coming out party. 4 grabs for 78 on 6 targets. I mean, not really feeling anything else here. Little Jordan Humphrey hasn't done anything of note. Troy Franklin has not been doing anything of note. Their tight ends haven't done much all year. I believe Troutman did something last week, but whoop-de-doo. And Lucas Krull caught a couple of balls. Whoop-de-doo. One more whoop-de-doo. I'm going to go right into my Archie bunker. That's a reference for the kids. But I like Devon Valet. I'm going to try the Valet. Just go over 31 yards, dude. Not too much to ask, even though they are road favorites. So that is who I like here on the prop world. In the propage, Javonte Williams over 34.5 rushing yards, Javonte Williams over 11.5 receiving yards. I mean, come on. We should get this at the damn half. Well, at least the rushing. Ladd McConkey over 63.5 receiving yards. And then finally, Devon Valet over 30.5 receiving yards. And, I do like these touchdown props. For example, we could go 1-2 and win because of the Stone Smart prop, for example. If you wanted to look at Javonte and Valet, let's say, you could go 1-2 and make a ton of money, which does, in fact, lead us to the best bet. We are playing with house money. We're up $15.50. So I'm going for the gusto here. I'm going for a big-time return on a big-time volatile prop. Try the Valet. Anytime tutty for Devon Valet, who's got the best schematic matchup on the board and also the best individual matchup in the slot, plus 450. You are welcome, and we'll catch you mañana for another edition of Prop Points.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.